Hey Jackie, it's great to finally get a chance to sit down with you and talk. It's a little weird with the whole Zoom thing.
Yeah, it's really great to talk to you too.
So I would give you my business card right now, but the whole Zoom Corona thing makes it a little weird. We're still adjusting to it. You gotta adapt. So
Right.
I'll just give you my information now in case you need to contact me in the future, right? So
Okay. Yeah, let me write it down.
okay, my email is Shane S328 at salesforce.com. Or if you have an immediate problem that needs to come straight to my attention, my work cell is 215-530-0085.
Okay, perfect.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay, so we have about 20 minutes today, right?
Yes.
Okay, short and sweet. I like that. Do you mind if I use my notes and take some notes during this?
No, that's really fine. I'm going to take some notes too.
All right, perfect, perfect. All right. Well, first of all, I want to congratulate you guys on how successful you've been. Even during COVID, a global pandemic, and you guys are still growing 12% annually. That's impressive on a normal year, but it's really, really impressive this year. I'm very impressed by you guys, and I'm looking forward to talk to you more.
Yeah,
So,
thank you so much.
oh, I talked to your John Deere rep the other day, and he mentioned to me that you guys were looking for a new CRM.
Yes.
Okay, cool, cool. Well, I did some research on you guys, and I just have a couple things I think I can help you out with. Do you mind if I ask you some questions?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Okay. So, what CRM platform are you guys using now?
Right now we're using Oracle.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people do use them. I don't know why. Just kidding. So how long does it take for you guys to have it set up and everyone fully trained?
For us, it took around 8 months for each branch to be fully installed and trained.
Oh, okay. Um, is having to wait such a long time for installation making it harder for you to determine the effectiveness of the CRM?
Yeah, actually, we weren't able to assess or determine the successfulness of the CRM until about 8 months.
Hmm. Yeah, that can definitely be an issue for you guys because you don't want to just put all your money into like one investment and just you don't really know how it's doing until 8 months down the road. It's a little bit of a flaw in the system.
Right.
Okay. How much do you think you'd be able to how much time do you think you'd be able to spend differently if you did not have to wait for training? What do you think you'd be able to accomplish with that extra time?
So honestly, I think for us, each branch would be able to have about an extra 10 hours per branch per month to spend more effectively if we weren't spending all of our time on this.
Okay. Yeah, 10 hours, that does add up.
Yeah.
Uh, well, how much money do you think you could have made if you were able to use that time a little more wisely?
I think for us, it probably would have been around $2 million.
2 million? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I think I definitely have something that can help you out with that, but we can circle back to that later. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, how would you describe the communication levels between your six existing retail branches?
So it's actually not great. I would say that they're all a little separate and they each individually report to headquarters, but there's not much communication between each branch itself.
I mean, would being able to communicate between the branches instantaneously be something that would benefit you guys?
Yeah, I think that if we were able to communicate between us, it would help a lot, make it more efficient.
So, if you got what kind of ways would communicating be able to benefit you guys?
So each of our retail branches report their sales every quarter independently. And so then we compile them all at the end of the sales reports into a document to evaluate how successful we've been. So if we
Mhm.
were able to communicate more instantaneously, it would make that whole process a lot easier.
So if you were able to get like the up-to-date branch reports, like immediately instantaneous, how do you think how do you think the company would be able to improve?
Yeah, so I definitely think we'd be able to improve by being able to see what exactly we're working on in the moment and use that to help the other branches.
Okay. So I know you guys, I've done, like I said, I've done some research. You guys are expanding, you're doing 4 more branches, which is, incredible. Um, but do you think when you add these 4 branches, do you think you need to have a system in place where it's a lot more easier for each branch to communicate and just make it a little easier for each branch to like get a footing in their market and just like know it works and essentially like succeed a little quicker? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely think it would make it a lot easier, especially if the other branches were more set in stone with what they're doing. It would make the whole process a lot easier with all the new branches.
Yeah. Okay. So if if you were able to see in the moment how effective each branch was doing and using that information, how much profit do you think you would be able to generate from this? Like, how do you think it would be a big increase or what?
Yeah, so if I were to think about it, I would say that I would estimate that we would be able to see an increase in sales for about 10% or so.
10%. Okay. Um, would your business need, switching topics now, would your business need any specific applications in order to maximize the effectiveness of the CRM system?
Yeah, I would say that we would definitely have some specific features that we would need to maximize our business.
So when you're talking about the specific applications, do you guys want more of a minimal user-friendly type of interface, or would you rather have something that's a little more condensed, packed in, just having a ton of stuff that you can use?
Yeah, I would say that having the more minimal approach would be easier and more user friendly, considering we have so many people that would be using the
Mhm.
platform. So I think that would make it a lot easier for us. Yeah.
So what would you describe your current CRM interface like?
So currently ours seems to be loaded with a lot of features that I guess would be useful to some extent, but that we don't necessarily need for our particular system.
Mhm.
So it kind of takes up a lot of space and makes it a little confusing to navigate sometimes.
Okay. So the main system you like, well, the main application you're really like looking for is something that can sort of streamline like how the each branch can talk about how they sell, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I think I have a couple features that we have at salesforce.com that can like really help you out and with some of the problems that I seem to think there are. And it will definitely help you guys out, increase the profitability and help you expand a little bit if you want to hear anything about that.
Yeah, perfect. Let's hear it.
Okay, so first off, you described that you want to choose what applications you would want on your interface, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, at salesforce.com, we have a platform known as force.com where you can do just that. So force.com is a site where the external developers can create and maintain enterprise application that can be downloaded onto the site for a much cheaper cost. So they're able to make the apps a lot cheaper, and it also costs a lot less for you to download the apps. And it's like some companies like IBM, Microsoft, BEA Systems, they all have contributed applications to our site. And then you have the ability to request for specific applications to fit your certain needs if you do see that. And just overall, it's going to lead to you having like a interface that is completely tailored to your company and it's going to give you everything that you need. So
Perfect.
what do you think? What does that interest you at all?
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds great.
Okay. Well, another thing that I think we could help you out with is this can help with the communication between all the different branches. So we have another feature. It's called Chatter, and essentially it's like a social media site that each company kind of has. So what it does is it allows for uh, employees who are registered with Salesforce.com to instantaneously communicate about what's going on in the business. So if your branch in Athens is having a lot of success and the Nashville one's kind of struggling a little bit, right? You guys can talk instantaneously online and just share different things with each other that might be able to help each other out. And from what from our other clients, they've really loved that feature, and it's helped them expand a lot. And again, you guys are planning on expanding again, so I feel like opening up the communication lines is really like something you should really hone in on.
Right. Yes, for sure.
And then another one of the things that like jumped out to me was the installation and time it took to train your employees with the old CRM.
Right.
So
Yes.
well, one of the main selling points about Salesforce.com is it's cloud-based. So that means everything is online and all you need is an internet connection to do it. So with this, you no longer are going to have to wait 8 months in order to make sure everything's functional, and you're not going to have to waste a bunch of people's times training them to do something. Essentially, as long as you have an internet connection, you can just log in and everything's right there for you. You can just download the applications that you think will best help your business. And we do all the training. And probably within a month, you're going to be able to tell the success of the interface, just because, I mean, we're a very user-friendly platform, and it takes not a lot of time to really get the hang of it. And I think it's probably just a better option overall. Do you have any thoughts on anything that I said?
Yeah, all of that sounds really great. I just have a few questions about the price. Could you touch on that a little more?
Okay, yeah, perfect. So we're a subscription-based company, and that means it will be like a monthly fee per user, and it comes out to be $65 a month for each employee they have registered in the system. So like I said, I did some research on you guys, and I estimated there's about 12 or so employees per branch that would be using that, right? Yeah. So it'll come out to be around $56,160 a year for you guys for all your employees who really need Salesforce to get on the
Okay.
server. But since you are a growing business, I do want to mention that if you do plan on relocating and making additional stores, eventually it'll come out to be $62,400 because of the added people on it. But it seems like a big financial commitment, but overall, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, that sounds really great. It does seem like a big financial commitment for something we can't necessarily be sure that's necessarily worth our while.
It is a big cost, uh, but like you did tell me earlier in the call, we're estimating that you lost about $2 million in about 10 hours a month per branch on just installing and training for the old CRM system. And Salesforce.com, also, we can estimate it'll improve your sales about 10%. I have no problem giving you some of our references that we have around the area. I know you know our friend at John Deere, who's also your friend, and we've helped him out a lot over the past couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like the product a lot. I'm just not sure if I'm necessarily ready to commit to it just yet in this moment.
Okay, well, what about this? Can we schedule another meeting next week, and you can talk to some of your people. You can show them everything that I told you. We can invite them to the meeting next week. I can run through everything that we talked about today. I'm just to make sure you're convinced that Salesforce.com is the best CRM for your needs.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely get back to some of my other coworkers and talk to them about it. But yeah, like let's definitely set up a meeting for sometime soon.
All right, thank you. It's great
Thank
talking to
you.
you.
You too.